IGs? Anyone?
No, do it like really dramatically.
Oh. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, Jesus.
You stole my thunder. Hi, welcome back to PodChamp Radio. I'm your host Max, and I'm joined by.
Hi, my name is Tasha.
And I'm joined by.
Unfortunately, Abby is not here because of unforeseen circumstances. So, we will be having our guest. Where's our guest?
Let's beat her up, come on.
Have you guys ever seen a ghost with a mask? Okay, our new guest here, our guest host today is Natthania.
Hi everyone, I'm Natthania.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
What's a fun fact about yourself?
I love horror movies.
She loves horror movies, and we will be talking about that exactly today. Okay, Max.
Alright, so who's gonna share the first horror story?
No, wait. Tell us your experience with horror.
Experience? Oh, I have watched one horror movie in my entire life, and I peed my pants. Very cool. Yeah, it was not very.
That's
not
it?
very.
Oh my
Not
God,
very
that's
good.
creepy. Okay.
How about you?
Let's ask the guest host.
Oh, guess.
Horror movies to fall asleep.
Yeah, she does.
Eats it for breakfast.
Like, nah, she eats it for breakfast. She never has any fear for anything. You?
Insects.
In what?
Sex?
Insects, but not ghosts or spirits.
Okay.
Always wanted to meet one of them.
And pets. For some reason, Natthania is always scared of pets. Why?
It's just creepy.
They're just creepy. Okay.
Tights?
Wait. Pets? Not
Pets?
kites.
Oh.
Pets,
I
like
guess
dogs
tights.
and cats and bunnies and all that. She's afraid of them. Like, you literally eat horror movies for breakfast. Why are you so scared of pets?
Pets are just creepy.
Okay, yeah.
In a whole new level.
For you.
Yes, for me.
For you.
Mhm.
For you, okay. Okay,
Weak.
what about your fears? Let's start there. with that.
IGs? Anyone?
No, do it like really dramatically.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, Jesus.
You stole my thunder.
Alright.
Alright, your turn.
Do you have, we know your fears, okay. My
No, we
fear.
need to do the thing.
Oh, my fear, okay. Dun, 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 dun. The future.
Oh.
I just don't know how to find a career path, and that has been haunting me every day. So that is what I'm scared about. And shall we just get started with the stories? Nat, do you have any stories that you would like to tell?
Mr.
Please
Expert.
do so very dramatically. Yes.
Let me think. I'm really excited for the latest horror movies that's about to come out in the theater. Like Conjuring number 3.
Oh yeah, I heard that's coming out.
The trailer seems really boring, but like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, don't judge a movie by its trailer. So I'm really
Jump scares,
excited.
The whole thing.
I mean, like, actually, I don't recall watching a single Conjuring movie.
You
What
should
is it
watch.
about? What is it about?
Okay. Well, the first one is about this family where they newly moved into this house. And there's this one lady who sacrifices a kid.
Okay.
And
Wait,
then
what?
her husband sacrifices her kid to the demon. And her her husband catches her sacrificing the kid.
Like multiple kids or one kid?
One. Her newborn baby, if I'm not
Oh
wrong.
wow. Okay.
And she killed herself in the house, like because she was unable to sacrifice the kid. And like since that day
So she sacrificed herself.
something like that, because she was unable to sacrifice the kid, which she thinks the demon gave her in the first place.
So like she's trying to sacrifice more kids? Is that what's going on?
She thanks the demon for giving her a
I
child.
think you're really clueless here, man.
And yeah, so ever since that day, she basically haunts the house.
Oh, okay. that's in the backstory of the Conjuring
Yeah.
house. Okay.
And like everyone who comes and lives in the house, stay there, they basically just die because she kills every one of them.
You just like burn it down or something.
Well, nobody really knew why everyone died. Some of them basically just hang themselves, or they die mysteriously.
Oh, they die mysteriously. Mysteriously.
And like there's like a big land, and like years in the future, the land got like separated.
Oh, okay. Wait, what about horror stories that you yourself have encountered? Like, I know you told me one. Why don't you tell the podcast?
That is not really a horror story. That's more some sort of like sleep paralysis or something.
Yeah, and that is very horrifying.
Okay. So there was this night after ICT class on Friday. I was so tired. So I fell asleep early, and then my siblings suddenly barged in the room around like 10, 11 something, and they'd be like, we need to go read the Bible now because my dad just came back from work, and so all of us read as a family. So then after reading it, I came back up to sleep, but my siblings were making too much noises, and I couldn't sleep.
Oh.
So then I just like fell asleep around 12 something.
Where did the demon come in?
When is the demon
Haunting
come?
hour is actually 3 o'clock and not 12 o'clock.
Get to the good parts.
Ah, okay. Haunting hours.
So
3
after
a.m.
my siblings all fell asleep, randomly I just woke up at like 1 o'clock for like no reason.
1 o'clock.
I woke up, but then my body was just frozen. I couldn't move. It was just like I'm conscious, but then my body's dead.
Do you see what's happening?
Yeah, my eyes were open, but my body was just like I couldn't move. Like something was just pressing me down the bed.
You
And I
felt
could-
something pressing you down on the
Yeah, but I could actually feel somebody next to me breathing. Like something was breathing next to me. But I couldn't turn to see what's happening, so like my eyeball just like went at the side. But like I still couldn't see anything because it was just too dark. I have blackout curtains in my room, which makes it even worse.
Oh, okay.
Fully black.
Oh.
So and then I basically tried to move my hand, but then I felt like my body was getting electrocuted. Like you know when those like ant bites your feet, like you move like a little bit, but then it's like just electric currents pulling.
Are you possessed?
Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
Sleep paralysis.
Can you just like beat up the demon or something? In the name of the
She's
Lord?
paralyzed in her sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she told me about it. And
I didn't know until she told me that it was sleep paralysis. I thought it was like normal
she
thing.
was at my house and she was like, do you know what happened to me a few days ago? Then she told me this story and I was like, Nat, do you know that sleep paralysis? She was like, oh my god.
And I was afraid to go to the go to sleep the next night because that was just so terrifying. And then what happened was I basically tried to move my hand and slap my own face because I was
Oh, yeah.
I aggressively
That's a smart thing to do.
I aggressively moved my hand so hard and slapped my own face and I woke up.
Self-harm?
No, it's not. She's waking up from sleep paralysis, Max.
Which
But
is
you
actually a
really-
very difficult thing to do because you're paralyzed and you can't move at all.
Yeah, and
I
then you
was
told me you were
paralyzed
hugging your
usually.
brother.
Yeah, I literally went to my younger brother beside me and hugged him because I was like so scared.
Were you
But
not
then
scared of
when I
horror
turned to my side, there was like nothing there breathing anymore. But horror movies had taught me not
Has
to
that
look
happened
back.
to you again? Like, is that only a one-time thing, or has it happened to you?
Okay, that was a one-time thing. But like last
probably the
few
scariest.
weeks ago, yeah, that was the scariest. Like a few weeks ago, I randomly woke up at I don't know what time. This is what I randomly do, just wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. And I randomly just saw something like up there.
Up where? Up where?
It's like I'm sleeping, so I'm like looking up. It's like left-hand side up.
Oh.
What was it?
I don't know what was it. It was just like a black figure in a black background, if you know what I mean.
In a black background.
A black figure in a black background.
Okay.
It was really hard to see, but like I could see it for some reason. And I got like scared again.
Hey, you used to say like, when I meet a ghost, I'll be so excited. I can't wait to meet a
Okay.
ghost.
I would want to meet one when I'm conscious. Not when I suddenly wake up and something just died.
That's where ghosts.
When
That's
you're
where ghosts
unconscious?
find you.
When you're unconscious?
When I'm
She's
conscious.
sleeping.
Unconscious.
That means like when I'm about to sleep and then something happened. Like not something just randomly waking up in me in
She wants to find the ghost. She doesn't want the ghost to find her.
something
You know,
like
like,
that.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
Ghost hunting.
I totally understand. Have you ever encountered any like supernatural stuff?
Oh yeah, there was one time I was like 9. It was a really short story. I woke up in the middle of the night. I heard something in my closet. I slowly walked towards, and it was like banging. It's like someone was in there.
Okay.
Okay. I opened it, and then like a black figure came out, and then just ran out of my room, and I never saw it again.
Wait, what?
It ran out of your room?
Ran out of my room, and then my house was closed. Only my mom was there,
Obviously, your house is closed at night time and
Yeah.
everyone's asleep.
and I went out and I saw nothing. Just like this.
So you went after the ghost.
Yeah.
Why? That's like the most stupidest thing you could do.
This man has watched one horror movie in his whole life and you decide to go after the ghost.
I mean, I want to see what it is,
He's
right?
adventurous. It's like, is that a raccoon?
Could be.
Could be the spirit of a 12-year-old kid. It's like, is that a raccoon? Okay. Well, I personally have never really experienced anything that's supernatural, I guess. I mean, like, if I can think of one that's right at the top of my head. Like, if I say it, it sounds like I'm making it up, which is kind of stupid. So I don't think I'm going to say it. So I have a bunch of stories here that we will be reading from www.schooloop.com.
Is it true?
I don't know. But the stories are quite disturbing from like what I read.
Is it like sociopaths or something?
What?
Is it like about sociopaths or something?
No, this
Or
is
about
just
actual ghosts?
disturbing short scary stories. Okay, they're not horror, they're not ghosts, I guess.
Spirits.
But I think I'll read one. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. Oh gosh, okay, this one is scary, okay. Guardians. The title of the story is Guardians. Let me just put on my accent. Okay. He awoke to the huge insect-like creatures looming over his bed and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. The next morning, there was a tap on the door. How do you tap it? Good, okay. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently place a plate filled with fried breakfast on the floor, and then retreat to a safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. The creatures chittered excitedly. This happened every day for weeks. At first, he was worried they were fattening him up, but after a particularly greasy breakfast that left him clutching his chest from heartburn, they were replaced with fresh food. As well as cooking, they poured hot, steamy baths for him and even tucked him in when he went to bed. These are creatures that are taking care of this guy, okay?
What does the
Do you
creature
guys
look
get
like?
what the story?
What does the creatures look like? They didn't specify, right?
No, it doesn't specify. It was bizarre. One night he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. Oh shit. Okay. He was sickened, but disposed of the remains as best as he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning, the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He lay down, confused but trusting, as they ushered him back into bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread through his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he left a terrible squirming feeling beneath his skin that he realized the insects had not been protecting him. They had been protecting their young. Oh! She was pregnant. Was she?
How does that work?
Oh, they just
The
ran out
insects
of
had
the
been
house.
protecting the baby.
Did she like do an insect or something?
No, she did not. Okay. Max, would you like to read one?
Can I tell one story actually?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. This is one of my teachers told me this. She said it was a true story, which is really disturbing. Okay, I
Okay.
don't remember much, but I'll say it. It was like back 20 years. She was with a friend. They went to a house to gamble, but there was like a myth about that day. Like, if you gamble on the day, you cannot leave the house. You must wait till the next day.
The day
Alright.
or the date.
The day. Like, if you gamble on that day, you cannot leave the house.
Okay.
You can only wait till the next day. So her friend. Oh, alright.
You
So-
can read later.
So her friend wanted to leave because she didn't like to sleep in strangers' house. So the friend called her husband to pick her up at.
Did the friend gamble?
Yeah, the friend also gambled.
Okay.
The friend called the husband to pick her up at exactly 12 a.m., which is the next day, which is fine, according to the myth.
Okay.
And so exactly at 12 a.m., there was a knock. And then my teacher went to see who it is. And then the guy said that it was the friend's husband. And it's like, alright, I came to pick her up. And then they left.
Okay.
Alright. And then 5 minutes later, another knock came.
Oh, and it was the husband?
And it was the husband. It's like, what? And apparently the clock is faster by 5 minutes.
Wait, your teacher told this story? Your teacher
Yeah, and we've
experienced this?
never seen her friend again.
Nah, that's disturbing. But that doesn't sound real.
But that's probably a myth.
Could be.
Could be real. Oh,
Could be.
no.
People would just randomly go to a house and gamble.
No, that's not the point
That's
here.
not the point,
the
alright.
point flew past your head, Natthania. Okay, it's like the clock was fast 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and she went out. Someone picked her up.
That's just bad
It
luck.
wasn't
She was
actually the
never
husband.
seen again.
Some kind
You
of
know?
spirit or something.
Ooh.
Horror stories happen in the
What kind of
most
day is that?
random
What kind of day is
situations.
that?
I don't know, some kind of Cantonese myth.
It's probably a Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably.
It's probably Friday.
Probably a
the
Friday.
13th. Probably fault. Probably the Friday fault.
Nat,
Right.
I kind of want to hear you read a horror story to us.
Okay.
Go.
Oh, wait. We'll read after the break. Okay, so let's issue a little break and then we'll come back.
Break time.
Break time. Welcome back from our break. Nat won't be telling the stories from the computer anymore. We don't know where Max is. He disappeared. No, he's back here. Come here. Do you want a banana peel?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. This is a gift. Okay.
Don't ask me where Natthania.
What? Okay.
That's
Nat will be
suspicious.
telling stories from your primary school. Is that it?
Yeah. It's said that literally in every government school there's at least one horror story. There's this
Yeah, the
one
iconic
person.
primary school.
There's this one person who spreads a rumor saying the school is haunted. And there's too many rumors about every government school being a graveyard. And
Really?
yes.
Is your school a graveyard?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't believe it. But there's like this old block and this new block when I was studying in my primary school. And I always used to go to school really early. Like so early that everything's pitch black. The classroom lights are not on. 6 something, around 6:15. Well, I don't find it scary. I find it fun. But my friends find it scary to go in the classroom and turn on the lights because they see shadows of chairs.
Of chairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's like, the street light is on and then it's like flashing the chairs and then there's like shadows. And my friend thinks it's ghosts staring at them. So they just don't go in the class. They're too afraid.
Do you go in the class?
Obviously.
Like she's
would just
horror
read-
stories for breakfast.
For the chat.
Yeah. Oh, what
I
a
would
chat.
sad.
I would just
What a
randomly go in the class and turn on the lights and just sit and like nothing happened. Yeah. Not really. So it's like the old block and the new block. The old block has been there for a very, very long time. And everyone thinks a girl hung herself on the 3rd floor, the last room, the corner room on the 3rd floor. There's this one person he literally saw a fan and a string on the fan. Don't ask me why is there a string, I have no idea, it's like a storage room. And he just assumed someone just killed themselves there.
Oh, he just assumed lah.
Yeah.
Did someone kill themselves?
Probably not. Do you have any? What primary school did you go to?
Wait, I remember. Do you remember the story Mr. Pa told?
Which one?
The
He
one
tells
about-
us a lot of horror stories. Mr. Pa tells us a
The one
lot.
about the hotel.
Oh, that's way too complicated. I don't think any of us remember the
And
details.
the one
Oh,
about
I remember
CR.
because half of you guys are asleep.
CR, he said that CR lower secondary was haunted.
You want to hear the story?
That's okay.
Want to hear the story?
Okay, sure.
Alright.
Sure.
So he was studying.
The Mr. Pa story.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Mr. Pa story. He was studying in Tasmania, I believe. And then he lived.
We probably gotta double
Lived
check
in-
with Mr. Pa later.
Yeah, okay, he lived in a hotel. Alright. And then the hotel, there was a room that was really, really cheap. So like, oh yeah, it's a cheap room. Let's go.
It looked like
Yeah.
those cottages, I think. Like those
No, it was like a
golden days.
hotel.
It's a hotel, like actual
Yeah,
hotel.
just like one separate
like,
room
like floors.
was
yeah.
suspiciously cheap.
Especially cheap. And then he went because it was cold and he couldn't afford a heater. He slept in the smaller room.
Oh, okay.
And in the smaller room there was this pipe over the head.
Yeah.
And around 3 or 4 he could hear like it creaking.
Eh.
Right, like stuff. Okay, and every morning when he's checking out in the lobby, there would be like people in business suits sitting in the lobby, and they would look at him and exchange money. Exchange money, scary, right? Alright.
Oh yeah. I remember the story now. Yeah.
It went on for 1 month, one entire month, and he described the sound as like eerie, and he could like hear crying.
Oh yeah.
That's creepy.
And then like
Is it
1
a
month
mother
later he
and a
came
child?
out, right? He came out of the. He checked out of it.
He checked out of it, and the cashier told him.
No. And then the men in the business suits that were exchanging money cheered.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you know. And then he went to the counter, and then what did the lady say?
The lady said an 8-year-old girl hung himself on the pipe. 8-year-old girl hung.
Why didn't she
herself.
explain that to him like
On the
before
pipe.
he got
I
into
think
the
it
horse?
was the crying noises from the 8-year-old girl.
And then he just got out of there.
Yeah, he got out. And then the people in the business suits were betting on how long he would stay there, right?
Yeah. Most of them better like a week, I think he said.
But he lasted.
they
he lasted
they
a
said he
month.
couldn't last a week.
Yeah,
He stayed for a month. He stayed for a month, but like they bet that he wouldn't even last a week. But he did because he was very tactical. He was like, that's just water. That's
I
just
mean,
water.
he's a science teacher and he
Yeah,
probably
he's a science
relates everything
teacher.
to science.
Everything is logical.
But he's like
too.
religious, right?
Yeah, he is. Have you guys I don't know if I can say this. Have you guys played Charlie before?
Unfortunately,
Do you know the game
no.
Charlie? Do you know the game Charlie?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I was
Well,
almost gonna
it's
play it, but like
really
luckily half the school stopped me from doing it.
Yeah, I remember that. I was the one that was stopping you.
Yeah, you took the pencil and ran around the school.
Yeah.
I was chasing
How
you.
could you play it? Come on. But I've played it before. I wasn't the one touching it. Like I've seen people play it, and we were all crowded. It was in our primary school somewhere, you know, like all the 11-year-old, 12-year-old playing Charlie, and it was a paper, and then there's like the 4 quadrants, and then it's like yes, and then no. So you put the pencil, and then like 2 pencils here, and then 1 pencil here.
Yeah.
And it was like already creepy. It's like a ritual, you know. So I was just like at the very back. I was just looking at them. Everyone was crowding around it, and what you gotta say is like, Charlie, are you here? I think.
Yeah.
And like they said it, like it was a crowd. Okay, there was no wind. There was like no other factors that could affect it. It was like, Charlie, are you here? And the
It
pencil
moved
moved,
itself,
and the pencil moved itself.
2 years.
2 years. Everyone like instantly everyone was silent for a while, and then we like moved back. We all started running the different to the different direction, you know.
And
Yeah.
then you can like ask different questions, right?
Yeah, you can. But like in the end, you
Yeah,
have to
but
break
of
the
course
pencil.
we're gonna be so spooked out. Come on, we were like 12 years old.
Okay, I have a weird question.
Okay.
People play Charlie all over the world.
Yeah.
But where?
How does Charlie travel?
Yeah, and where is he actually from? Or who
We
is
don't
he?
know. You don't know.
People
Maybe
play
it's
it
like,
all
oh,
around
not
the world and
again.
they assume it works.
Maybe it's fake.
I mean, you never know. Other spirits might do it too. Like, how do you know that it's Charlie himself? Because people play it all over the world. They do it every day.
It's a really pondering thing. Can you close the laptop and give it to me? Thank you.
They do it almost every day.
Yeah, Charlie is a really busy person.
Let's
I don't
go
know
around
is it a
talking
girl or a
pencils.
boy? So he's like, oh, another pencil. Oh.
Oh no, someone new using.
Yeah, any other like rituals that you guys have ever had? Oh, yeah, one. Can someone take this back? Oh, okay, thank you.
Drop it.
What do you think about those YouTube videos?
Like which ones? Like the horror
Like the
ones?
horror ones of them like staying in haunted places and like those OG
Oh, like BuzzFeed Unsolved.
something like that, yeah.
Like those prisons, old prisons.
Oh, they scare me a lot. I don't know, they scare me a lot. It makes me feel like it's all very real.
Those hospitals are really creepy. Those abandoned hospitals especially.
You watch?
Some,
watch?
yeah.
Have you watched
No.
BuzzFeed Unsolved? I think I watched like 1 episode because my friend was like, "Let's watch BuzzFeed Unsolved." I was like,
I
"Okay."
know they like
Traumatized.
Those,
No,
like,
nah.
machines, those meters, right? Where it, like sense things.
Yeah.
Like electrowaves. Is it accurate?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not
one
a
reason
ghost
why spirits come at night because the electromagnetic waves are really Like I don't think it's there. It's like very low. If I'm not wrong.
Okay, Nat probably knows a lot about this.
Maybe.
Wait, what other like channels had? Wait, oh my gosh. Speaking of, since we're a podcast, I think the first podcast that I've ever heard was I can't remember the name, but it was on Spotify and it was like a scary story podcast where they like where this woman, she read stories out for you. Oh, I can't remember the name.
It's actually scary.
Does anyone know the name? No?
No.
Okay, never mind. But like I listened to it like religiously for a while because like it was so interesting. I'll like put it on and I'd do like my painting and stuff. And it was like no, I can't remember any story, but I remember that I was really obsessed with it. I don't think any of it is real though. I don't think any of it is real. But it's like people submit their stories and she reads them out. Which is what we could have done. Yeah. So, remind me again, what's your biggest fear?
Insects and pets.
Why?
Insects are just creepy. They're just everywhere.
So like people who have insects as pets, do they like
Yeah,
destroy
my
you?
cousin
double kill.
has a gecko as a pet, and I just don't go near it.
Geckos like, okay.
It's like a lizard, and they disgust me, honestly.
But your fear?
Eye trees.
My fear? Wait, what was my fear? Alright, my career path. Okay, with that, yeah.
Branding. Alright, so I guess this is a wrap. Remember to
Okay, so
like and
awkward.
subscribe or selling out, of course. As always, if you have any questions or inquiries, there's the
Email. That's
Gmail.
the
Is it
podcast
Gmail?
email.
email, yeah, and the link in the description.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Link in the description. Okay, bye!
Bye.
Horror stories.